Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Seriously? She's trying to knock the camera over. Anyway, I'm out in the garage today. What I'm going to try to do, if I can get through the process with all the helpers that I've got, is I'm going to show you the Ranger method for changing out your clutch fluid. Really simple process, easy tools, but it'll save you a few bucks. Now the difference with the Corvette is getting to the slave cylinder underneath there to change the fluid out is not a real easy process, and so we use the Ranger method and do it from the top side. Just takes a little bit of time, a few simple tools, and it's an easy process. Isn't that right, Tina? It's an easy process? At least she thinks so. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, before we get started, I'm going to go over what we've got tool-wise, or what we need. Container to put the old brake fluid in. New brake fluid, make sure you use whatever fluid is recommended by your manufacturer for your specific vehicle. In this case, GM says .4. I'm using the .4 synthetic Prestone. It's a decent fluid from what I've gathered, so we'll use it. It's worked well for me. And then we have a syringe. I got this one, I think, at Tractor Supply. They have them in there for use with their livestock and whatnot, and so they're pretty common to be able to find. Like I said, this was Tractor Supply, but you can get them at your local Ace Hardware stores, things like that typically. And then I just added a little bit of plastic hose at the end of it to make it easier to get down in there. The only ones they had in stock when I got this one had the small nozzle on it, or the small tip, and so it's a little bit more difficult dragging the oil or dragging the fluid through it to get it into the syringe, but it still works. And the reservoir is not that big, so it works out the way it needs to work out. So as you can see, I've got plenty of stuff scattered around it, over the paint, over everything else in there, to try to protect it, because brake fluid is not good for paint. I've seen it get on paint, and I don't know how it reacts to the new clear coated finishes, because I haven't got it on any of that. But the old lacquer finishes, the brake fluid would eat through it and kind of leave big white splotches on the paint, and so not pretty. So make sure you protect your paint. And with that, we'll go ahead and let's get this party started. Okay, so what we're going to do is, since I didn't shut off the Wi-Fi controller to my phone for my camera, I had some feedback and basically ruined some footage that was going to be used for the initial, because you only kind of get one take on some of these things. So anyway, so here's what we're going to do. I've got the receptacle for the used brake fluid here. The cap is off. I've got the syringe. I've already used it once, but like I said, that footage was gone. The bottle of brake fluid was new. I just opened it, and there's the cap for that. But anyway, like I said, I lost that because of the little Wi-Fi stuff. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things you learn about cameras and productions and things like that. And I'm using GoPros, and so sometimes the GoPro audio is not the greatest. This is just wonderful. There we go. So, okay, so got the cap off. I've wiped the cap down. Let me find that. Let's just do that again. And so anyway, take the cap. You want to wipe this off because it's going to have some gunkies on it. I did this before we started. I pulled this whole thing apart and wiped it down. Now once you get it out, you can pull the rubber inner piece out, wipe the top of the cap out, wipe that out, just basically to get any condensation or any other, debris or whatnot that's in there, get it out of the way. And so make sure it's good and clean like that. And then what I did was use a syringe and draw off as much of the fluid as you can get out, and then very carefully put that into the waste oil container. So Once you do that, fill the reservoir up, and there is a line on the side of it. See if I can do this without spilling it all over. Alright, and we're full-ish. We'll put the cap back on. Cap is back on. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to pump the clutch pedal 30-35 times. What that'll do is that'll cycle the clutch fluid back through the reservoir, and it'll bring some of the dirty fluid up, cycle it out, and then we'll draw that out, replace it, draw that out, replace it. Probably do it 5 to 7 times until we get the clutch fluid that is looking the way it should. An important thing with clutch fluid, brake fluid to know is that it's hydrophobic, which means that it draws moisture from the outside air, and so that's why manufacturers recommend that you replace your clutch fluid, you replace your brake fluid every 24 to 36 months, things like that. It's one of the things that are often overlooked in vehicles is brake fluid changes, but it's important to do because they will get gunky, and brakes are, I don't know, they're kind of important. So anyway, let me go ahead and do the pump up the clutch fluid, and we'll be back to show you the next part of it. Alright, so we did 35 pumps of the brake or the clutch pedal, and we've got a little bit of stuff on there, but that's not a big deal. Let's see what we got for color. Now the first time that I drew this out, and of course that I didn't get to keep, it was pretty dark. Now that's not that bad, but it's okay because we're going to change it out anyway. Squirt that out. Again, being careful not to spray that fluid all over the place. Now let's add in the fluid. And I did spill a little bit down the side, which is why I've got the paper towels back there, is to keep that from going anywhere else other than right there, which did its job. So, alright. Alright. Let's go cycle through. Put the cap back on just in case that bottle falls over. Go cycle it. Okay, that was 35 times. I don't know if you could hear it, but for anybody that was counting. Let's do this. Get the cap back off so we can dump that stuff in there. I can already tell that the fluid is looking a lot cleaner. So now we're actually probably a light honey color. My guess is we'll probably only need to do this 1 or 2 more times. So, alright, let's see if I can do this again without spilling it. Up to the line. It's got a drip run down the side of it. I'm actually going to set this down here on the floor just because it had a drip on it. So let's put the cap back on. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pump the pedal again. Alright, went through another 35 cycles of the clutch pedal. Pull the cap back off. See what we got. Oh yeah, we're almost, it's almost the new looking color, so. Oops. Now here's where the problem comes in, is I didn't take the cap off of this. So let's hope that thing stays in there without spraying all over the place. Alright. Yeah, that fluid is about clean, so maybe one more cycle and I think that's about it. Let that drip off. Right. Let's go one more cycle and be willing to bet you it's going to look really nice. Alright, that was another 35, and yeah, I think we're going to replace this fluid and call it good because it looks really good in there. Oh yeah. Looks like fresh fluid coming out, so I think we're probably good. Now, if you track your car or drive it real hard, or you know, one of those ones that puts it to work, you probably want to do this a little more often than not. Make it part of your normal preventive maintenance regimen. That cap won't fit on there. So, alright. I think we're going to call that good. Put the cap back on. Clean everything up. Hey everyone, that's another project complete. Really wasn't that difficult. Just took a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. So if you're going to try to tackle a project yourself, make sure you know what your manufacturer's recommended fluids are and you stay within those specs. It's important. Clutches, brakes, all that kind of stuff is really important mechanical systems for your vehicle. So anyway, enough about that. Hey, I really appreciate, seriously really appreciate everybody that's subscribed to my channel so far and is watching my videos. My goal or my hope is that y'all are having fun, at least along with me, and so hey, have a good time together. If anybody can think of anything that you'd like to see or like to see me try to do, go ahead and put a comment down below and make a recommendation. I'll see what I can come up with. I've got ideas, I've got options, but I'd like to see what everybody else wants to see and see if I can make it happen. So anyway, thanks again. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day. See you on the road. Thanks for watching Yellow Jacket Garage. I appreciate it.